probably back up behind the seats. It's really hard to hear with my truck. Like I talk really loud, and I kind of feel funny.
Where?
You're probably not gonna be able to get it. Probably went behind the seats or some shit. Probably in the back seat or all my tools. I don't care, but I have some people that are deaf who normally never watch me that can't understand me anyway because I mumble a lot. I've been speaking. I don't have ALS, by the way. I bit my tongue really bad in my sleep again, and I fucked it up. So that's why I have kind of a slur.
Someone said you had ALS. Someone said that.
What do you think?
I don't know.
No, I was actually the only way I can see comments is go to the video and play the video, then go down to the comments, hit new, go through, right? I don't get notifications anymore because Stasi Tube doesn't like me. So I was listening to it, I was like, man, I kind of got I sound like I got kind of like a weak tongue, you know what I mean? Like Jaeger did me first. Figured what he had. So then I was like, well, yeah, I don't have ALS. I bit my tongue. I'll be talking good by next week again. So, as you know, or may not know, you may know, may not care. I don't care. It doesn't affect me. I do care, though. I care for you. The Gestapo's new rule change hit the registry yesterday. It's on these lawsuits to make them non-criminals, as half of them have already started filing paperwork. The other half is happy to get a free tax stamp, and in between them both, they're all doing just the wrong thing. I left a comment for Gays and Gizmos on his channel, like, look, man, why are you even giving these options? Made a video going over the options, right? Why are you even telling people these options? They're not options. He says it's because of liberty is why he does it. They have the liberty to choose. We're like, yeah, but you're at liberty to tell them that there's no other fucking option too, and tell them what they really are, then choose another option. But the ATF is going to continue to do what they do. We've seen what the Supreme Court recently did with Bruin, and how much good that did. That was, the coward saving grace. And for about a week and a half, everybody was all hyped up about it. Yay! All infringements are going away except for those scary felons. They can't have guns. And except for those scary domestic abusers, they don't need guns. And except for those people that the government deems terrorists, they can't have guns. And all this other list of people, yeah, they can't have guns, but yay, pro-Second Amendment. My right, my Second Amendment rights. And then we've seen what happened with New York and California. All they did was just change a couple words, put some shit out that was worse than the shit before. So what do you think is going to happen with this? Even if it goes all the way to the Supreme Court. So first of all, there's some lawsuits. All the lawsuits are filed in Texas. So they try to file these lawsuits in states where the judges are most likely to be pro-gun, because they'll find it unconstitutional. Then it'll go up the ladder, and hopefully, the courts just find that the lower court was right, and they just pass on it. That's the game plan. And let's just say that they do. Let's say these Texas lawsuits win, all of them. You know what they're going to do? They're just going to change the fucking rule again. They're going to change a couple of little words in it. They're going to do the same shit, put it back out, and it's going to be twice as bad as what it was. You cannot stop this. You cannot get government to fix government. That's not how it works. You can vote harder. You can point fingers. You can do all the shit that you're told that you need to do. Call your reps and your senators. Do all that dumb shit. It's not going to change a fucking thing. Ever. It's never going to change anything. The pendulum has only swung one way. I know people say it goes both ways. It really don't. It goes one way, and that's government's way. Democrat, Republican, government. That's what they both are. In a little bitty box, fighting amongst each other like they're scrimmaging at a high school football game. With one coach is on the sideline, calling the shots for both teams. But the herd of your fucking farm animals, the sheep, which nobody ever knows that they're a sheep, right? When I say this, people point at me and they're like, well, you're a sheep and you don't know. Yeah, okay, whatever. I was actually trolled. Well, I don't want to call him a troll. Dude just disagree with me. Young kid, stupid or fuck. It started out on I'll get back to the just the rest of it. Started out on a video about the Tyree Nichols things. He's like, as a parent, you need to teach your kids just to comply and do as they're told when a police officer tells them to do it. And they have a much higher likelihood of coming out fine. I'm like, yeah, you know, I can tell my wife when somebody wants to rape her, just let them go ahead and stick their dick in her, and she'd be a lot better off too. You think I want to tell her that? Fuck no, I'm not. I want to tell her to fight with everything she's got. Do whatever she can to stop the threat. But we've been manipulated and programmed to believe that crimes are crimes when you do them, but when bad thugs do them, they're not crimes anymore. If I did anything to you that a cop would, I've said this 1,000 times, you would rightfully shoot me. Why? Because it's immoral, it violates your rights, and it's disgusting, and it's a criminal act. But in the United States of America, the land of the free, where you never actually owned anything, we have been tricked into believing that these people are our saviors. Kind of like Germans were. They just done it on a longer timeline here. Hitler was much faster about what he did. But freedom, that's not fair. They're not the Gestapo. Yeah, okay, you're right. The Gestapo had strict fucking rules they went by. You're going to do this, and that's fucking it. The police are out of control. They do what they want. Anyway, pistol braces, courts. So even if the courts do find that it's unconstitutional, they're just going to come back out with some other shit. Guarantee it. Guarantee it happens. Yeah, I don't suggest anybody ever give up their guns either. But I also don't suggest that people let themselves be abused. You can only take so much, you can only kick a dog so many times before that dog's probably going to smarten up and start biting back. I've been waiting for this bear to wake up as long as I've been hearing that there's a bear. No bears are waking up. It's the same old shit. Back to Gays and Gizmos. So Gays and Gizmos tells me that, he does it for liberty. People have the liberty to choose. I'm like, you're literally creating enemies. Why can't you see that? More than that, all these gun tubers, and if I'm wrong, you go ahead and tell me I'm wrong, but I know that I'm fucking right about this for sure. Go to any of these gun tubers. It's the same mundane argument. The ATF doesn't have the authority to create law. That's what Congress does. So do you know what I hear when I hear that? Anybody want to guess what I hear when I hear that? I'll tell you. And I know that I think a little different. I get it. It takes years of practice to be as brilliant as I am when it comes to thought. I'm just fucking around. Actually, it's pretty dumbed down common sense. What they are saying is that Congress has the authority to create policies which infringe on your rights. And they support it. So much so they demand it. They will say, the ATF can't create that law, but Congress can create it. Now the Congress, we have all these assholes in Congress, all out of left field start putting in these bills to abolish the ATF and get rid of short barrel rifles on the NFA and get rid of silencers all at one time, right? Where were these fuckers at a few years ago when they had the House, the Senate, and the presidency? Anybody? Where were all those bills at then? It's fucking political theater. That's all it is. It's all a big show. And maybe they're not all involved in it, but they're all involved in it because they have to see what's going on at this point. If I stole your money from you, if I extorted you, and under the guise of protection and services, and then I'm like, hey, you know what, guys? For me stealing your money, I'm going to vote myself a salary. Would you be okay with that? You probably wouldn't be okay with any of it. You would probably shoot me, or ironically call the state hired thugs to come take me to prison. But it happens every day, and we watch it happen, and nobody does nothing about it. And it's because of fear, and I get it. We all have some amount of fear in us, some more than others. But this is nowhere near. The men in this country are not men. There's a lot of males, not very many men. And I understand that dying alone really does nothing to the big scheme of things. You'll be dead. They'll change your name for a couple of weeks like they did Daniel Schaefer and Duncan Lemp and all these other people that have been unjustly murdered by our government. And then you'll be forgotten about. And nothing will happen. The cop who kills you will take a leave. He'll get a paid vacation. Might get fired. They might charge him. Then they'll find him not guilty or let him plea out to a lesser crime like they did to Joseph Wheatcroft, the guy, the cop that caught all them felony cases. They let him cop out to disorderly conduct with a $115 ticket. $115. No jail time, No, it's $115. But the courts will take care of it, guys. Trust me, you know who did that? A judge did that. The DA who charged him allowed it to happen. Hang on, guys. I gotta check something. Hang on 1 second. We're back. But the DA who charged him allowed it to happen. So what does that tell you? I'll tell you what it tells me. It tells me that the DA was in on it the whole time. They never, ever once thought about convicting him of those charges. The plan was to always just pacify people. Because if we pacify you now, you'll forget about what happens later. Look at the cop that killed Daniel Schaefer. They charge that cop. They throw 12 idiots in front of him on a jury who love cops because we've all been programmed to love the popo, who then find him not guilty. He then fights through the police union, gets his job back, but he don't get his job back to go back on the streets. No, he gets his job back, and this was well known. This is why they gave him his job back, so he can retire with full medical disability benefits for having PTSD for shooting fucking Daniel Schaefer in the goddamn face in a hallway as the kid was on his fucking knees crawling to him. And if that doesn't piss you off, I don't know what to fucking tell you. You probably shouldn't be in this country. We should probably get you packed up, get you on the first shit smoking to China, because you would probably like it there much better. Where government controls everything, government makes you really safe, and all that other bullshit. But you just, you know, we have a cousin. Chrissy has a cousin, Mike. We've talked about this dude before. It's the guy with the holster company. He texted Chrissy the other day and he said he's going to Ukraine to fight. And I'm like, this stupid motherfucker. So I text him like, hey man, call me when you get a chance. So first thing he says to me, if you're trying to talk me out of it, you're not going. So I said, no, I'm not trying to talk you out of it. I'm just curious why you're going. His answer was because he's so sick of life here. He's so sick of looking around at everybody and everybody complaining about what's going on, but nobody doing nothing about it. He's so sick of knowing that he's a slave, yet still being told that he's free. So he says he's gonna go there and kill some people, and then hopefully somebody takes him out, so it'll just be over. That's exactly what he said to me. I'm like, well, I don't agree with you as going to kill people. He's like, well, I didn't necessarily say who I was going to kill. So I'm taking that he's going to try to do some righteous shit while he's over there. If he gets taken out, then so be it. You know, but do you blame the kid? He's not a kid, he's my age. He's a fucking idiot. He didn't learn how to drive. Oh, now he's going to get over it. Alright, so I'm done with that rant, so I want to move on to another one. We've got a lot of ice here in Tennessee. Yes, last night, there was a half-inch of ice in the hood of my truck this morning. So I wake up, and every time there's weather down here, people were posting. I had to post something on our local, the local Facebook thing for business, for work, right? And you always see these people on there, how are the roads, how are the roads? So I posted, if you have to ask how the roads are, don't. Do yourself a favor and just stay home. Do everybody a favor and just stay home. People lost their fucking shit over that post. Lost it. Couldn't understand that it's a choice. Well, if your work tells you you have to be there, it's like you choose to go or you choose to stay home. If you don't have the skills or equipment to go, then you call them and tell them they're fucked. Or send somebody that does have the equipment or skills to drive in the shit and send them after you. Well, the court's open today. I was like, well, that really doesn't make much sense since the banks weren't open until freaking 10 o'clock yesterday. But same goes for that. It's a choice. If you're dumb enough to go to the court, then okay. If not, call them and say, hey, if it's that important that I be there, won't you just come get me now instead of picking me up next week on the warrant? Wouldn't that make more sense? Call your public servant and ask him for a ride. They're always driving around this bullshit. Because people down here, man, it rains and they freak out. It's the funniest shit I've ever seen. But I told the story about last year when we first moved here. The lady was parked in the middle of the goddamn road. There's 4 inches of snow on top of 2 inches of ice. And she is parked in the middle of the road talking to the guy in the ditch as I pop over a hill. And I wasn't going that fast, but when you're on ice, you know, you can't come to a dead stop. You just have to let off the gas and just like kind of coast to a stop. You can brake a little bit, but I popped the hill and she was right there. Parked. Truck off. In park. Parked. That's the retarded shit these people do down here. But people lost their shit about it, man. I think there was a bunch of comments. And the funny thing I noticed was this. You guys have heard my emoji thing, where emojis were created for young females. Everybody that had something negative to say about my post also used emojis. Every last one of them. Connect the dots. All I've got to say about that. Closer we're getting to Nashville, though. More ice and shit there's on the trees, so I guess it's getting colder out. Or at least it's been colder here. It's starting to warm up where we're at, though. I have to go pick up I need a forced air, like kerosene heater. And I found one, 80,000 BTU one for $100. And the dude had a thermostat for it too. But I found one an hour away that was 180,000 BTUs for $150. So we were going to go grab that because I need it for a couple of reasons. Christy's over here in the passenger seat taking a nap like she always does in the car. Cars put her to sleep. She's like a little child. They cry and you throw them in the passenger seat, take them a ride. Is that right, baby? Christy, is that right? See? You have no clue what I said, do you? I know you don't. You're sleeping. Look at all the ice on the road, man. I mean, there was ice. I don't know if you see it. I'm driving at a safe speed. This is the next thing I'll take. 46. That's it. Oh, hang on, guys. I got. Oh, yeah, maybe. Okay, see, forget it. Yeah, this is the exit I gotta take. But anywho, don't rely on the courts. The only option is to live your life. That's it. It's the only option. The only option you have. If you choose another option, then you go look them up yourself. Because I'm not going to tell them to. Because there is no other option. And that's what these big gun tubers, you think Congress has the authority to create infringements. That's what they say. That's what they do. And by the way, please buy your gold or your little piece of land in Scotland. Or use your discount code. Here's some coffee. Buy a shirt. Here's a hoodie. You know, and like what kills me about Teespring is those dudes can make those shirts anything. So when I sold the shit, we did it for $5 over, and then it paid for like gas, like when we went to Columbus to that shit, I forget what it was called. One like when we went to Columbus anyway. Paid for like gas for that shit. These dudes just it's all about money, man. Shilling to the 10th degree. Funniest shit I've ever seen. But since they repeat the same bullshit that the next guy does, it's you know, the masses, the herd of sheep love them. They love them. It's like they love the blue line cock. Alright, I gotta find a bank. Anyways, I got to go. You guys have a great day. Who's here? Thanks. Say, hey man, when you gonna start that damn YouTube YouTube channel? You should start that. Funny shit. I got something I need to send you. I'll send it to you when I get a minute. You need to start a YouTube channel, man. Mr. Angry Fishing. Lunatic Rider, how you been? Only option is to live life with fullness and ignore the bullshit. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I mean, I don't think the ATF realizes what they opened the door for because they believe everybody will obey. For those people that have pistol braces and don't plan on obeying, you know, for the 120 days, I see just kind of asking what's going to happen. Once that 120 day mark hits, they're going to start enforcing that shit. They open the door for you to do all kinds of other shit you probably otherwise wouldn't have done. To catch my drift. This is a cute little town. Ain't a bank, woman. Hey, Sleepy Joe. Bank. There's one down here on the left. I guess I just go to like a gas station though. I gotta go, guys. I got to pay attention to what I'm doing because I'm not familiar with the area. I don't want to be passing shit up. Bojangles! What the fuck is a Bojangles? Is that like the dude who wear that one show?